Houston mother is working to change the law after she says her daughter was sexually assaulted at a Fort Bend ISD middle school. At the heart of her battle is protecting her child, but the case would have wide-reaching impact through the fight over a legal doctrine called state-created danger.
It's an issue that this family hopes will be heard by the US Supreme Court. KPRC2 investigator Robert Arnold sat down with this mother who asked to have her identity concealed and her voice altered.
She's an amazing little girl that was adopted from China, and she had a hard start to life. She was left on the side of the road in China and put into an orphanage.
This Houston area mom adopted her daughter when she was 6.5 years old. Once in the U.S., the little girl was enrolled in Fort Bend ISD.
She loves school. She loves going to school.
So she was thriving.
She was thriving.
But this mom says that changed when her daughter started at James Bowie Middle School.
She has an intellectual disability and also a health disability. She has epilepsy.
How old would she be in terms of mental acuity?
I would say 3 or 4.
Will she ever progress beyond that?
No.
As a special needs student, this little girl had what's called an individualized education program. An IEP is required by federal law and is tailored to each child's unique needs.
She was not able to go by herself anywhere. She had a one-on-one aide that was to go with her at all times if she was out of the classroom.
But this mom says that did not happen, and there were 2 incidents where her daughter went to the bathroom unsupervised. After the first incident, she got a call from her daughter's teacher.
Said that she had made an accusation that a boy had touched her in the bathroom and that they found that not to be true. They said she couldn't identify who the boy was or what shirt he was wearing, so they pretty much dismissed it.
After the second incident, her daughter told her what happened.
She was sitting on the toilet using the restroom, and a boy crawled under the stall and raped her.
And it was the same boy as the first incident.
The same boy.
The mom says she later found out that boy also had an IEP that required him to be supervised at all times.
He had a very violent history of both aggressiveness and sexually related violence, and is at one point quoted as saying that he would like to be a rapist when he grows up.
Houston attorney Joe Alexander is suing Fort Bend ISD on behalf of the mother and her daughter. The lawsuit reads Fort Bend ISD confirmed the sexual assault, and Alexander says the Texas Education Agency did its own investigation.
And they found that the school failed to comply with the IEP.
Alexander says this case constitutes what's called state-created danger.
State-created danger would be an instance where the state affirmatively does something to create the dangerous act or omission that results in an injury or harm to somebody.
I send my child to school thinking that's the safest place, knowing that there's dangers everywhere else outside of school, but at school, I really thought she would be safe.
The school district wants the case dismissed, claiming government immunity. The district court did not dismiss it, but the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, which covers Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi, shot down the lawsuit, writing, "State-created danger is not clearly established law in this part of the country."
Our objective is to get the Fifth Circuit in line with every other circuit who's had the opportunity to address this issue.
The mother's lawsuit argues every other circuit court in the country, except the Fifth Circuit, has recognized the state-created danger doctrine. She is now asking the U.S. Supreme Court to decide the matter.
The school's protected. They're in a protective bubble. I think they at least need to go to trial and be held accountable and let somebody else decide if they did something wrong.
The appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court was filed this month, and we now have to wait to hear whether the High Court will take up the issue. As soon as there is a decision, we will let you know. As for the school district, school officials declined to comment, citing the lawsuit and student privacy laws. Robert Arnold, KPRC 2 News.